in his memorable poem called "To an Athlete Dying Young." A.H. Hausman penned some lines that I've never forgotten since I read them in the 11th grade. Today, the day all runners come, shoulder high we bring you home, and set you at your threshold down, townsmen of a stiller town. Ours is a stiller town this morning because of the loss of Justin Carr. You knew Justin. We all knew Justin. How could you not know Justin? From his involvements in swimming, his leadership in BLACC, his beloved chamber singers, his work with the dance troupe. Maybe you were in class with him. He was ubiquitous. Everywhere you went or looked, there was Justin Carr. And he loved this place, oh my goodness. He had such pride in being a Harvard-Westlake student. And he loved those activities that he was in. On Friday afternoon, Justin, while at swim practice, suffered a heart event that brought on instant death. The condition is called cardiomyopathy, and I don't think he ever knew what hit him. But that didn't keep Coach Carroll or our own sports medicine team or the Los Angeles Fire Department or the medical personnel at Sherman Oaks Hospital from doing everything they possibly could to bring him back, because they could see, they could tell, instinctively they knew that this was someone worth saving. But alas, it was not to be. I went to the hospital. A number of you went to the hospital. A number of your parents went to the hospital that night. And it was a tremendous comfort to Justin's parents that you were there. And how many times during the course of the last few days has Mrs. Carr said to me or one of us who were visiting, Justin would not believe this turnout. You see, so many people in this room, I can tell from the faces, liked Justin, but he never picked up on that. He never thought he had many friends. He never thought that people really liked him the way they did. And so his mother said he would have been amazed at this. And after being with the family, and after seeing some of you and some of your parents at the hospital on Friday night, I had a very selfish thought. I wanted to go home, and I wanted to cry myself to sleep. But neither tears nor sleep would come. I was simply overwhelmed with a sense of inadequacy. How do you deal with something like this? How do you try to be helpful? You say, what can I do? And there's no answer forthcoming. So what I think we do initially varies from person to person. Some of us try to deny it and say, no, he can't be dead. That's not true. I'll see him second period. But denial doesn't work. Some of us rage against an unseen, unfeeling God that would let this happen. But that's not very satisfying. So when you peel all those extraneous emotions away, what are you left with? you're left with one overpowering feeling, and that is one of sadness. This is a profoundly sad moment for us all. But out of that sad moment, we must make some good. Remember what I said a few minutes ago about how Justin never would believe how many people like him. Well, we're going to give you some time this morning, maybe to let some people know that you like them. Maybe to apologize to somebody for something you said thoughtlessly or carelessly or did. Or maybe to forgive someone who'd said something thoughtless or careless to you. We're going to give you some time this morning to let people know that you like them. And it doesn't need to be some vicious man hug where you, hey man, I love you. It can be a look, it can be a pat on the shoulder, it can be a soft word, it can be a soft cry together. It can be any one of a number of things, but I hope that each of us is able to do that and to let someone know how much that person means to us. And I suspect that because of what has happened, our swimmers will swim with a little greater focus, and our singers will sing with a little more focus, and our dancers will dance with a little more focus. And in those classes where Justin isn't, I hope his fellow students will pay attention with a little more focus. And of all things, I hope that we will be a little more careful of one another than we have been before. Because it's important for each of you to know that you do have friends. You do have people right here in this room who like you, who love you. Some of those are the people sitting near you. Some of those are the people standing up against the wall. Don't forget your teachers in this. Numbers of them had Justin for a student, and they're feeling just as bad as you. Many of them were his friends. So, we will keep going. We are resilient beings. There will always be a hole. For each of us who knew Justin, there will always be a hole that will not be replaced. But over time, while still missing him, our acute sense of sorrow, of despair, and of sadness will pass, and we will move on. We can begin with that focus, and we can begin with that positive sign of affection towards somebody else in this room. A few things at school meant more to Justin than his fellow chamber singers, and to them I would like to turn right now.
Oh, Thank you to the chamber singers, and thank you everyone for being here. My name is Taylor Lastly. I graduated from Harvard-Westlake in 2008, and I was a close family friend of Justin. I'm here on behalf of the Carr family, who would like to thank everyone for their correspondence in the last few days, the outpouring of support that we've received from all of you, from phone calls to text messages to emails to Facebook posts, has been truly touching. Many of you knew Justin as a classmate, as a performer, a swimmer, an organizer, a leader, simply that tall guy walking across the quad, or as a friend. While his life was cut short, there is no shortage of funny stories and fond recollections and kind words, which we hope you will continue to share with the family. We just ask that in his memory, you'll support each other and smile just a little brighter, knowing that your lives were touched by someone as special as Justin. Thank you.
Part of Justin's family's tradition and the tradition at Harvard-Westlake is to pray at moments like this. Gracious Creator of all, we are grateful for having known and loved our brother Justin. And yet we come before you this day angry, fearful, and full of pain and disbelief. Help us to understand that even in our darkest moments, your face can be seen in the faces of those around us. In the tear-filled eyes, the warm smiles, and the loving embraces. Help us as we care for one another. Encourage us to slow down for a minute and to be even more patient, kind, and respectful. And finally, overcome our grief and the grief of Justin's family with your never-failing love. Amen.
It's important to remember what Mr. Hudnut just told us. That today is a day of feeling, this is a moment of feeling, and that it's normal to hurt, to feel sad, or in some cases, to feel lost, to not know what you feel. All of it is normal, and that is part of mourning, that is part of grieving, and that's part of healing. Everyone understands with regard to your schoolwork. Do your best, but every member of our community knows and understands if you are not able to do it. If you feel something today, if you feel like you can't concentrate, if you feel you need to go somewhere, Chalmers East has been set aside for you to go, to sit, to compose yourself, to be together, to go talk with someone if you feel that will help. Upstairs in Chalmers in the conference room, a video camera has been set up and will be manned all day for you to go and put your remembrances of Justin down for the family. There will be a service on Saturday to which you will all be invited, and more information about that will be forthcoming. First period will begin at 8:45. After our assembly this morning, peer support leaders, please stay. And most importantly today, each and every one of us, take care of each other. Take care of each other today. Thank you.